Okay, guys. So listen, if I off this box here, if it's coming off this box, I'm automatically looking for a buy. I'm not looking for no sales into it touches this box or it makes a new box and decide to drop and start dropping and breaking this box. So these are 4-hour structures, and I believe price that drops from zone to zone. I feel it goes from zone to zone, area to area. It may range and do a lot of stuff, but it eventually goes to that area. Majority of the time, that's how I feel. Majority of the time, a high percentage, high probability that it's going to go to the next area. So with these
oh, the underwater track's doing really well, to be fair. I've just got the press release through.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, I don't know why it's never in it. We've got Crate Diggers, Hot New Dance.
Sorry, I'm not muted, my bad.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, mate.
No, that's cool. All right, so yeah, if you guys see a box, like I'm gonna preach this, every day. When you guys see a box, you should be looking for a buy. I don't care if it decides to sell. If it goes down and pierces this RSI down here and goes below this 25 level here, I'm looking to buy it. I'm not looking to sell it. And like I said, until it makes a box, I don't take no sales here. I don't take no sales. Now, what I do know is it can come close to the box and decide to reject and turn around. And that would be simply because there's an order block. There will be an order block right there, and it can come there and turn around. That can happen. So I'm very aware of that. But at this time right now, it's dropping down. For me, it looks like it's dropping down to take everybody out down here, maybe, and then bounce back up. That's what I'm seeing. But I could be wrong. But like I said, I believe it's going to go up. I don't think it's selling here. And now, if you wanted to sell this, you could have sold it, but it would be a short-lived sale for me because the 4-hour structure is still telling me buy. So yeah, and it's reversal day too. It's been dropping the last couple of days, and I feel like it's going to reverse and go up now. So yeah, that's how I look at it. So I can go to like literally any of these pairs and show you the same thing. When I took AUD USD, it was the same thing. And I believe it's going to go up to this box here. This may consolidate and range a little bit, but I believe it's going to go back to this box. I believe you can hold this till tomorrow. So me, by mistake, I end up getting out this trade completely, and I took out my whole order instead. I thought I took out some of it, but I had so many entries on other things that I closed out the wrong thing, and I closed this one out by mistake. So tomorrow I'm probably going to get another entry when it sets up again, because I know it's coming to this box tomorrow. It's already done extended out. It may pull back a little bit and then go directly back up. But like I said, it's coming out of the box. Does this make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, making sense.
I just noticed I got stopped out there on Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. I had it on a sell.
On this one?
AUD JPY.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, yeah, and you had a sell right here. Yeah, this one right here, it broke. It broke the zone, correct? That was news.
Oh, was it?
That was news breaking out from look at the candle. So even though you got to be aware too, even though there's no news on this pair, they use this to move the market against, a direction that they want to take it. Now, if I look here, why were you selling? From what time frame was you selling?
From the 4-hour, because it was in that zone. I actually got in that.
In this one?
Yeah, I got in that. I think it was yesterday or this morning or something. It just worked in and I got it.
Right. I believe Okay, so listen. This was a full candle then, right? Because this candle was a one full candle that was going up. So you got in this on this day here?
No, it was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday here?
Yes, see that high, yeah, that's where I entered, yeah.
Okay, so you entered here and you got in,
It
which
went
was
in
not,
rejected, and that's where I would,
where did you get in at right
yeah.
here? What specific area did you get in? That's what I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
just at the close of that rejection, I seen it go into the zone and reject out, and I entered on the close of it.
Okay, and how many pips you go for?
I was gonna try and, I didn't go for a specific amount of pips. I was just gonna hold it because I figured it was gonna go back down to that demand zone.
The previous box, right? So let me check.
Yeah.
Let me go to the 4 hour. All right, so this zone here, I would have took this trade too. But this zone here is actually very small, so it's possible that it can be broken, as you can see, correct? You see how small the zone is? It's really not that big. On the lower time frame, it looks big, but it's not that big. So it could be rejected. And I mean, it could reject off here, or it can just go straight through it, which it did. Now, this one right here seems like it's a lot bigger, and it got like a couple rejections here. So we may have a really good trade here, and it's a verified structure, resistance zone here. So this may be the best area to take it. Let me check the daily. See, this is another thing. I wouldn't take it. The daily is coming off a box. Do you see that? If the daily is coming out of off a box, that means they got strength to push through everything and go directly up to here, possibly.
Yeah, see, it's this time frame difference thing that gets me sometimes, I think.
Right. It just takes repetition. That's all it is. It's just repetition, just like riding a bike. Once you start, paying attention and start paying attention to it, you will start seeing what I'm seeing. Like I said, at first I didn't see this every time, but now, like I said, the box is here. And this moves directly up. And I want to show you guys something right now. Being that y'all are in here, because I wasn't going to show this today, but I'm going to show it to you guys specifically. Okay, so these arrows, you guys have this arrow. Y'all should have this on your screen. These arrows are swing arrows. So whenever you see one of these arrows pop up,
beast super signal.
Yes. Whenever you see these arrows,
Yeah, I have them.
They are swing arrows. You hear me?
Yes.
I hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so every time you see this arrow, this is on a 4 hour. So if I see this arrow on the 4 hour pop up, which you just seen one on your pair on the daily, right? It just popped up. That's a swing arrow, meaning it's going to go up until you get another one going down. Look at the swing arrow here and look how far it went up before you got another one and it went down here. So when you get this arrow, if you mark this area where you got this arrow at, here, let's just say you marked it here, right? You got an arrow here. Let's go to the 30 minute, because I don't usually use the 15, but time frame, I don't want it where it can't show the candles. I can't go that far back. Let's just find another area. Hold up. I'll just pick another pair because this area already happened. Let me find one that just popped up. That'd be a lot easier to find. I think that one may be on there. I don't want to go too far forward and too far back because I can go to the hour chart, but it may not be that many moves as I would like. That's why I didn't want to go to the hour chart. Let me take this off. That's not it. It's right here. So as you can see, You don't take any sales. Every time you get one of these arrows, you're looking for a buy. That's one arrow. If you took that, it'll went up here. But mind you, don't just take it because you get an arrow. Make sure you're following, you know, it's in the box. You got an arrow, that's a trade going up. That's a swing arrow until you get a down arrow. That's your next downward. Look what it dropped all the way down. Here go your other arrow here, and it came all the way up. Now, if I go to a lower time frame, if I can find this on a lower time frame, you would see that it happened more than that. Like it happened way more than that. So let's see if I can find it. Right here. That's one day right there of trading, right? The next day you're buying still because it still gave you, you know, a down arrow. It still got an up arrow from this day. So you're buying it again. When it came all the way down here and touched it, you was buying it again. This day you got a down arrow. So I am not buying until I get another arrow. Here go another one. Down here again, another arrow going up. There we go. We got to the box now. Now we get to this box. We know we're looking for down arrows. That's the down arrow there. You could take it there, but I told you I don't take it in. I didn't get a setup. I want to say this not a setup. Now, if it came in a box, now I want to teach you guys something. If it's in the Asian box and it's in the red box, a lot of times it'll do this and don't come back to the box and just drop down and then come back up. So you would have caught a move here before it even went here. But you see it went to this box and came back up and gave you an entry at the box again at an M and dropped all the way down. Look at this day. You got an M, you got the down arrow, it dropped again. Do you see what I'm showing you guys?
Yes, yeah.
Can you guys hear me? Everybody hear me?
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just
can
trying
hear you.
to figure that out. Just that arrow thing.
Okay, so the arrow is simple. Don't make it difficult. If you see an arrow, a down arrow, if you're on a higher time frame, you go to the 4 hour, right? Go to the 4 hour, look for your analysis. If you got an up arrow, you're only looking for buys on a lower time frame. You're not looking for any sales. When you go to the lower time frame, you find that arrow. It's right here. We had a down arrow, so we know we're not buying. You go to the up arrow. The next day, up arrow. Now, when I told you guys, how do I not get caught into, you know, I was telling James, since we're on the live now, how I don't get caught into, you know, the swing, you know, the switch of the trend. Well, I have an arrow that tells me when the market is switching and when it's not. So this will give you an early indication before the market actually does what it does. And in that case, I could find a pair that actually switch trends. We can see, like right here, we're in a down, we're in an up arrow right now. We don't have a down arrow at this moment. I'm holding it until the possible comes. I believe it's going to go way up here. I could be wrong, but I think it's going way up here. So I had closed out. This is my demo account, but I closed out like majority of my positions. So I got my profit and take. This is just, I don't even put my take profit in profit, but this one right here, my take profit like right here. So if it comes back and you get me out, then it get me out. But I believe it's going to go up and swing up because this is, you know, the next day of I believe this is a you know, the day of a start of a new trend. But I could be wrong. I believe it's going up though. But
The switch of the trend.
say it again.
Switch of the trend, you will identify it in the lower time frame or higher time frame?
Am I looking at the higher time frame or the lower time frame?
No. I'm saying, you know, how to identify the switch on the trend.
Oh, because, well, we have a box here already. So I already know this is probably can be a potential switch on the trend. We have an arrow.
But that is in the lower time frame. It does repeat itself. So
That's a 4 hour box. This is a 4 hour box.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay.
I only got 4 hour boxes on it. Even though I'm on the 15, I only got 4 hour boxes on it.
Okay.
The day, see, we have an arrow on the 4 hour too. So this is kind of a very confirmation for me, a nice confirmation for me to tell me that this trade going to go up for the day. If it stays up, it has to stay up though. It has to come back and finish up here. This 4 hour candle, if this arrow disappear, if it drop all the way back down and leave and come and leave, the volume leaves. But the volume don't leave out this trade and keep going up. We got a nice trade going up. So back to what I was saying. It's just that simple, guys. Like I don't want to make it difficult for you guys. I want you to just keep it simple. If you got an arrow, if you got an arrow on a 4-hour time frame and it's in a structure, you have to make everything align. Remember, I told you it ain't just arrow take the trade. You actually want to make sure it's in a structure. You got a down arrow. Now I'm looking for sales. When I go here, I just go to the lower time frame, and that's my analysis for that time. Here go an arrow here. This is the area where it came out the box. You actually could have took it up here if it's the down arrow, but this was already the trend switch. So people are like, how you know the trend switching? The trend switch here. So I'm not looking for no, when it's dropping down and you looking like, oh, it's about to drop down, you got your W or whatever, or however you looking. I'm not looking for no buys because I didn't get this arrow yet. This arrow didn't come, so I'm not looking for no buy. You got an arrow here and it did go up, but this is the end of the day. If you did take this, you still want it. I'm just telling you the trend is switching. I got an early indication that the trend is switching already with this arrow. So the next day, I know I'm selling. Here we go. It's another day. Came right up in this area. The RSI is overbought. That's a sell. The next day, I didn't get an arrow, but I didn't need an arrow because I never got an up arrow. So it's going to stay, the trend is still going down. It went up here again. You got another sell. This one went up here again. This one didn't touch my RSI, so I'm not in it. You guys will probably took it. You called pips, but you would have had to got some drawdown. And this is where you got in here. Here go your other arrow here. And then it drops. Another day. Here we go again. This one right here, you got in this one. You went in a little drawdown. You had to hold it for a day, and it dropped all the way down. Mind you, if you got a 30 pip stop loss on here, you get in on this trade right here, you go down like 19 pips. I got a 30 pip stop loss. That's my 30 pip stop loss here. Price, it would have been a little rocky for you for a minute, but you end up dropping the next day directly for your weight, 81 pips. Here go again, another arrow, dropping again. And we're in a box. We got another up arrow. We in the Asian session here. I'm not buying, I'm not selling here. We're in the Asian session. We got another up arrow, and we still going up. This is pulling back, but I feel like it's still going up. I still like it's, that's a big candle. So I think it's, coming back some and then going back up. Has the rest. But like I said, if it breaks it, I already made my money. So my profits is my take profits my stop loss is in profit. So I don't really care. I made all my money on this trade already. If the trends decide to keep going down, I'm okay with that too. The next day I know what I'm doing. But the point is, guys, like I just want you to see that this is how the trend is switching. This arrow will save your life. It will stop you from getting in trades in the wrong direction also. You just got to make sure you align everything together with the time frames. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. I think this is what the issue, some people are having is aligning the time frames with price. Once you align the time frame with price, like I told you, you can go to 4-hour and do your analysis. You got a up arrow. So you had an up arrow here. You're buying. Look where did it go? Look where it went. Even though this is a big pullback, probably that was a structure there before too, and it pulled back. But where did it go? It went directly back up. It went straight up. You see what I'm saying? These are all pullbacks on the lower time frame, probably on Wednesday, reversal of the trend, but still going up to that direction, and then got a down arrow, then dropped. So this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, I don't want to make it difficult. I just want you to understand, like, if you get that arrow, you take the trade in that direction. It don't take the trade in the opposite direction of the arrow until you get the other side of the arrow, and you're going to win. It's a high probability that you're going to win that trade. Now, maybe you may lose 1 or 2 or something like that, but I just showed you plethora of times where you would have won over and over and over, like just following, price action. And then the arrow also is it's not for you to get the entry or I'm going to take it because I see an arrow. I want you guys to use that as another confirmation for what you already know, not something that you don't know and you like, I don't know where the trend going, but I got an arrow, so I'm just going to take it that way. That's not how you trade it. You trade it by following the directions of the trend based off the structure. Where's the structure at? Okay, where's my structure? Where's my arrow? Okay, I have a down arrow. So I know this day here, price came up here and touched this. I don't take that because my RSI is not at the top of here. If my RSI was up here, that means it's telling me it could possibly go up a little higher. But if it was up there, I would have took it. And that's my, I might not win them all, but I will win majority of them. I'm pretty sure I heard, I think it was James. He did his little back testing on. Now I want you guys to back test it too, and you can see that you'll win a lot with your trades. And with this, what I just told you, that's going to take out a lot of your losses. The losses that James took, them 6 losses he said he took, that could drop that down to like 2 losses. Once you get really good at it, you can probably, not lose at all. But I think, like I said, I'm not gonna say you can't lose because we all do human errors. We have human errors, so we always gonna make a mistake. But I just want you guys to understand that this is it's not rocket science. It's very simple. I try to keep it simple because when you try to confuse people, when you confuse people and put a lot of stuff on the chart, that's when people start losing. So it's, as you can see, this is not rocket science, bro. This is not rocket science. It ain't hard at all. I want to keep it as simple as possible. The up arrow here, up arrow here, up arrow here, up arrow here. You didn't get an arrow here, but you already knew you was buying because it was still with the trend. Up arrow here, those are your buys. If you got a down arrow, you never got an up arrow here, you shouldn't even be looking for no buys here because they may be turning around for the trend. Does that make sense?
Yes, but the arrow itself, the arrow, it will appear by itself. Like we need to configure it or set it up into the indicator, or it should pop up by itself.
It pops up on it by itself.
Okay.
That right there is there. That right there, I just told you guys.
To ask you a question.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
JS, he wanted me to ask you a question because he's
Okay.
not here.
Okay.
He says, right, he's an intraday trader, so he operates within the 1 hour 15, 5, 3, and 1 charts. He's got his water multi set at H1, supply and demand is at H1. The RSI is at 9, and he's got the levels at 80 and 20. He looks at the 15 minutes for structure. He wants to know, are the settings correct? He knows 240 would be better, but what about these settings for his situation?
Okay, so the 40. Okay, listen, I'm gonna keep it, 100 with you guys. The 60 is good, but it's not as good as the 240. The reason why is because you're gonna get like a minor pullback. Like that day, I think he called it. He was like, he seen a structure on a 60-minute chart. I closed out because I had, a fairly big lot size on that trade, and I closed out when it hit the 60-minute bar because I seen the rejection coming off of it. But I knew that price was GU was going to eventually go down and past that area because the 4-hour overrules the 60-minute chart. So if you're taking trades off the 60-minute chart, you're bound to possibly get a loss because if it's against the trend on the 4-hour, it could break right through the box. So for his settings, yes, his settings is good. I would tell him to put it on 240 and follow, the trend of the 4-hour. You have less noise, a lot less noise on there than the 60. The 60 you can win on. I'm not saying you can't, but I think you will win a lot more, with what I just showed you guys. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I think it will. No, I'm starting to make a bit more sense. I didn't have the RSI or the arrow candles up whenever I got into some of these trades yesterday and Monday. So maybe if I had them on and waited, I might not have got in, and they might not be as big drawdown as they are at the minute.
Right. Yeah, because that RSI plays a big part. Another thing, if you're taking it from the 4 hour or you're getting in at the 4 hour structure, you might want to check the daily because that's your next time structure that you need to be looking at. That's how you trade that. If you're going to trade, if you're going to, trade it, you might want to look at the daily to make sure that it's in the structure on the daily too. So that's a very high probability trade compared to if it's not being in the structure. It's in the structure on the 4 hour, but on the daily, it's going the opposite direction, and it's on the 4 hour, and it's in the daily structure going up, and you got a down arrow. I mean, you got a structure on the 4 hour for a sell. Like the daily is going to push straight through that. So I know it's like, difficult, but that's why I tell you guys to back test and just keep it simple. Like I literally don't.
That kind of makes sense now as to why my.
Yeah, like I literally, like you said, I don't literally have nothing on my screen. I can show you guys a bunch of indicators that'll tell you to get in and stuff like that. But I want you guys to understand it's so simple to where you don't need all that stuff. I don't really need the arrows. I was just trying to make it easier for you guys to understand. But like I said, this is so simple. Like I said, I can make it more simpler for you guys, even more simpler by just taking the arrows off and just telling you to follow the structure if it's a buy, but I know the structure, the new, signals with the arrows maybe, catching y'all off guard, but I try to keep it as simple as possible, guys. I don't want y'all to make it super, hard for you guys. It's so simple. Follow the structure. The next day you already got your plan. That's why I trade from the 4 hour, so I don't have to keep going back and looking and trying to reanalyze what I got to do the next day. When people are scalping the market, a lot of times they don't know where the market is going the next day. I kind of got an idea what the market going the next day already, majority of the time, based off the 4 hour and sometimes the daily. If I wanted to swing trade, I'll be looking at the daily chart and I'll just follow the 4 hour. If I was going to the daily, I would just look at the daily and say, hey, we're in a box here on the daily, but it's a weak resistance zone. I'm gonna see how this react off here. Let me go to the 4 hour. We have a swing arrow going down, which we had one going down here. So if we have this box here, what would be my stop loss? Is the RSI up here? No, it's not. I'm not in this trade. But when the RSI was up here, you can see right here, and it came back again and touched, and then you got your arrow, and you got in this trade. That's like 147 pips there. Here we go again. You got an arrow. I mean, it's oversold here. You got your arrow. That's 358 pips. So yeah, it's not like I said, it's not hard, bro. It's just very simple. Just like I said, we make it hard sometimes, but I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Let me look at NZD USD real quick because I was in this one and I got out. Look at this. Look at the arrow though. I already knew. Look at the 4 hour structure. The arrow gave you an early indication before news hit to tell you where the market was going. Look at all those trades that the news hit and see majority of those trades that hit the arrow had already gave you an indication that the market was going that way already. And the thing is, another thing you guys got to realize too is that I don't trade. Because I need to let you guys know I don't trade when like certain people are talking. So like if certain people are talking, they can push the market anyway. So I don't depend on what they say. So I don't really trade that. But if it's just regular news, I'm not trading. I mean, if it's regular news, I trade it because I know they're just trying to push it in the way they want it to go. That's how they move the market the way they want it to go. You know what I mean by that? I'm talking about the bank, the market makers. That's how they move the market.
As you stay at FOMC and stuff like that.
Yeah, that I can't really control that. If I trade that day, it's gonna be very small. I'm gonna trade light on that day. But as I stated, man, I like I said, I try to keep it simple, guys. it's just that simple. Like I said, look at this. Look at that arrow. I took this and caught this whole move. I got out when it hit this box. This is a 4-hour box. I'm not taking a chance. And it may be a reversal day. This is a reversal day. It's been dropping. I'm not taking the chance of letting and seeing if it's going to break this box by holding, you know. Let me just go ahead and secure my profit and then keep going. Look at this move, though. Do you catch this move? The RSI, look at the RSI. You got your arrow already telling you it's dropping. That's 80 pips there.
So would you enter on the RSI or would you wait for both of them, the RSI and the arrow then?
The RSI and what else?
On the arrow.
Oh, the RSI and the arrow. It depends on if it's at a structure. So if I see a pair, like for instance, a pair that's just like keep dropping and dropping, there's no zone there, like nowhere far, and it's like Wednesday, and I will wait for the arrow because I'm waiting on the arrow because I know it's reversal day. So I know possibly we're going to get a reversal. If we don't get that, if I don't get that arrow, then it's probably not going to drop. I mean, it's probably not going to reverse. So I have to be careful with that. That's how I decipher the trend and understand the trend to make it easier for me to, you know, take trades when the trend is going a certain way.
Actually, looking for a different. Sorry, I was looking into a different chart into my chart with different pairs, but it doesn't show, you know, these arrow which you are talking about.
Like what pair? Give me an example.
Well, like I'm looking for USD CAT and USD JPY. I didn't see any arrow. Maybe there's something wrong with my chart.
There's an arrow here.
I just actually browse through and it doesn't show. So maybe I need to reinstall the indicator once again.
Yeah, maybe so. Because that's, I mean, I don't know why I'm not showing you the arrow. That is right. You see it on my screen. Okay. So I know they're there. Yeah,
okay.
see? Look at that. Look at that arrow and look at the drop.
Yes.
Look at this. Look at, I was so frustrated, guys, on this one right here. Look at this arrow. This arrow popped up here. I knew this day I was buying. I missed. Look at you never got a down arrow. Look at that. All buys. And you already knew because it was from a 4-hour structure. Came up here the next day, came up again. They really do nothing. If you would have held this, whenever you see the bankers are doing this right here, the bank doing this, and you know the trend, they're going to push it up pretty high. They're grabbing a whole bunch of orders between these areas back and forth. But you already got the up on what's going to happen the next day. This buy here was directly up. Now I would have been in over here, possibly right here when I got this arrow, because I don't have an arrow. I would have got in. I would have been holding. The next day I would have caught that. If you would have swing trade this, you would have caught this whole move here. And I don't know how many pips that is, but it's pretty big. That's pretty significant. And this happened consistently, guys. Like I said, there's been GU and GJ ain't been trending like that. But when they start trending, this move here is about 176 pips. On like GU, that's like GJ, GU, that's like 200-300 pips. So this happened consistently, guys. It's just that you gotta be able to catch it.
For me, I have to remember the time frame difference. I should have kept an eye at that. If I'd have seen the daily really doing that, then I wouldn't have took that Aussie dollar Japanese yen trade.
Yeah. But that's the point. Like you're demoing now, so like that's the whole point. You're learning and mastering the strategy because it's going to take time. It's not just going to happen overnight, but you're going to see a big difference in your trading and how you see in the market, and then things are just going to start changing. That's what happens. Things just start shifting for you. But this took me hours and hours of studying, you know, to dense it down to make it simple for people to understand. Because I can make it difficult, but I'm trying to keep it in the simplest form I can right now by teaching you guys how price action work. If you didn't understand the arrows, and if you don't understand the arrows, don't use the arrows. All you need to do is find structure. If there's a problem with the arrows and you like the arrows not working for me, just follow the structure. There's structure there. The next day, if the RSI was down here, I would have took this trade. I would have definitely took this trade down, but it didn't come down, so I didn't take it. But this trade definitely went up from the next day. As you can see, it came up and touched this box and then it dropped. This is probably a daily structure or a 4-hour structure. Another 4-hour structure is dropping down again. It's probably going to drop all the way back down the next day. If this drop and end down here, the next day, I know where I'm going. The next day, I'm dropping again. It's dropping again.
Do you have an indicator for structure?
No,
Right.
I just, like I said, I follow the boxes and I go from there. My boxes is my structure. If you're having problems with, like, because you're looking at the lower time frame structures, these doesn't matter in the grand scheme of the higher time frame. If I look at the daily chart, right? Let me give you an example. If I go to the daily chart and I go to a box here, I don't care what's going on in the lower time frame because that's what confuses you. If you took this trade here, when you got the arrow, you had a stop loss of 144 pips, and you was going to come bare minimum, not bare minimum, but bare minimum, like this area, probably about where this area here where it rejected and came back down and went back up. That's an area you could took money at. You could have had a trade and went straight here and didn't look at the chart and just let it go. I don't care what's going on the lower time frame. I don't care if it was pulling back, this big pullback here, it's still going down. This is pullbacks from the 4-hour possibly, but it's still going down. Like the lower time frame, whatever time frame you're on, don't look at a lower time frame for it to tell you what price is pulling back against me. You're looking at a lower time frame. That's why I told you, if you go to the 4-hour and not taking a trade from the 4-hour, you're literally on the 15, but you're taking a 4-hour structure. That don't mean you need to be holding until the 4-hour tell you not to get out, tell you to get out that trade, not the lower time frame. That's the difference. If I'm trying to scalp it though and get 50 pips, 60 pips on a day, that's when 60 pips, that's when I get out, when I get a 30 pip stop loss. But if I was like swing trading, I'm not getting out on a 30 pip stop loss. It didn't break the box. If it don't break the box, I ain't getting out.
That makes sense.
The box is your protection. That is your protection. If it don't break that box, that means it's going to continue going that way. It may come to the box and drop, but if it ain't broke it, then why am I getting out? Like here, it broke here. Okay, it broke here. Well, if I lost this trade and I was going for a sale here, right? And it actually did give you a move. It actually caught 100 pips. It went directly to this area here and came back. Just say if you was holding it longer than that and it went above the box and you lost 42 pips there. Like, wow, just say you lost about 50 pips. You had a 50 pip stop loss. Okay, well, it's breaking this box. I'm gonna wait for it to retest. What did it do? It retested this area, came back up. I'm getting another entry. I'm putting my stop loss below the box. I have about a 60 pip stop loss, and I'm gonna ride it to the next area. Look what you catch, 270. That loss you just took, that quadrupled it. More than that, like it's just that simple, guys. Like, yeah. Don't make it difficult. It broke the box. Wait for the retest of the box. What did it do? It retested here. It went back up. Like this information is very valuable. It's as simple as I can get it. I can make it for you guys.
Do you set up your stop loss at the higher time frame, or it doesn't matter, or lower time frame?
If I'm swing trading, I'm putting it above the box. If I'm not swing trading, I'm scalping the market on a daily basis. I'm putting it a 30 pip stop loss. I'm sniping the market where I believe it's going to turn around and start going direction of the higher time frame.
Okay.
That's how I trade it. So if I got I'm gonna give you an example. If I got a box here and I'm going for a buy here, right?
Yeah.
Besides the arrow, I'm not going to tell you about the arrow. We're not talking about the arrow right now. I'm just going to give you an example. We're buying here, right? I'm going to wait and see where that area is. Where's that area? Okay, it is right there where I was just at. Right here. So I know I'm buying. Well, when I get down here and it touches this pierce right here, I'm in this trade around this area here. Anywhere around here, I'm in this trade. I'm in. The next day, I'm in for a buy again. It came down here and pierced all the way down here. I'm in this trade again. It went all the way up. The next day, it came down here and pierced again. No, it didn't, but it went farther down than this area here. You got a divergence happening in the market. I'm in it again. The next day, I didn't get a trade here. It almost came in right here because I got a down arrow, but like I told you, I got an up arrow, and it never went that way. So I didn't really get a trade here. You could have took it if you wanted to here, but you would have won. But I just told you I wouldn't have took that one. This one here came down here. We had a pierce right here. We had a pierce right here, but you can see the market is dropping lower and lower. But look at the divergence happening in the market. It's going up and up. So that's telling me that the market about to turn around. If you got that arrow, you got in, you win that trade. Now we got a down arrow. We never got an up arrow. As you can see, we got one at the end of the day. The move's still going. We got an up arrow again. Next day, let me make sure I put the next day so you can see the next day. Next day, we didn't get no setup here. I ain't getting no setup here. I wanted to take this one. I didn't get no setup here. So now you're selling. Next day, you didn't get a setup here. You could have took it, but I didn't take it. If you had your settings on 70, somebody would have took this because it would have been lower. They would have caught that trade. I like to be more precise. So I only go for 75 and 80s. No, didn't take this one, so I didn't have a trade. We're buying again. We got this one. Nope, didn't take it. Nope, didn't take it. This is the end of the day. I don't take end of the day trades, so I'm not taking that one. We're buying.
Would you look at the UK 100? Would you sell that?
Which one?
UK 100.
You talking about like indices?
Yeah.
Hold up. Let me check. Hold up. Nope. I'm not selling that. Look at the candle. Look how big those candles is on the daily. You see that? Those candles are big. Untested resistance zone. It's not really a verified zone, first of all. These candles are too big, and we got a lot of volume coming in the market, even on the daily and on the 4 hour. This candle is big. The weekly, we in a weak support. This could actually break out, even though we don't really have no volume. I don't think we have no volume in like that. But when I look at this daily chart, from this daily chart, I would stay away from it. And the only reason why I stay away from it because this candle, if this candle wick down and come down, I'll look for a sale. If it wick all the way back down, I'll look for a sale. Like this, I need because you guys know about, candles, right? You guys know about, hammers and hangmans and stuff like that. So I will usually, at those boxes, I usually look for like transition candles. I don't just take a big bold green candle going up, especially on a 4 hour and daily. That's enough volume to, take out that next area. If you look the areas that break structure, look how big these candles is. It broke out. Look how big that candle is. It took up, it went more than like 85% of that box. Then you had a red candle. This is a small move on a lower time frame, so you can catch that. That's a nice move on a lower time frame. That's a nice bag on a lower time frame. Then it went up and broke out the box, then went up. So I don't feel like it's ready to come down yet.
How do you zoom in and get your candles that big? Because on main, they don't look all that big.
I just press the plus button and the minus button, and it goes back. Plus, minus on your keyboard. But yeah, that's basically how I trade it. Like I said, you got an up arrow here, and it balled up ever since. You see that? The bottom ever since. Another up arrow. Like this is not even, this ain't fair, honestly. I'm just keeping 100 with you guys. Like I want you guys to understand this. It's gonna take some time, but when you do understand it, you're gonna be good. Look at that. Look at that gap your way. Look at that up arrow. What did it do? It gaps your way. See that arrow? I mean, you already had a box here. It's a box down here on SPX. You can do this on any pair. This is not just one pair. I can do it on any pair. Like I said, we're gonna keep making these type of videos, guys, until it click for you. I did want to jump on here to, you know, help you guys out because I just want to make sure it's fresh on your mind, that you understand, like you don't need all that stuff on your screen. I know you, Colin, you were showing the harmonic patterns and stuff like that. Do you use those?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I was testing it out. Some of them trades I got in on Monday, they were on off of the harmonic, and well, yeah, they're not doing brilliant.
Right. See, yeah, the harmonic, I can show you, but that's a whole nother training on how to use the harmonic. I do know how to use the harmonic. I have I had somebody who mentored me who do the harmonic that was 90% with it. So I definitely know how to use it. I just don't use it anymore. I just want to keep it simple because a lot of people still don't understand it. Even when you teach it, that's a little more advanced for people on how to use the harmonic the right way. Because a lot of people don't believe it work, but it actually do work. It's very powerful if you understand it. But like I said, I would prefer you guys to just keep it simple as what I'm doing here. As you can see, everything I'm showing you guys, price is following the directions I'm telling you. Look at this. You got a box here. What did price do the next day? This is the next day right here. You got a down arrow. What did it do? This big candle, where did it go? Your way. This is GN. That's how many pips is that? Like that's, hold on, I didn't even take this trade. That's almost 100 pips right there. Guys, like it's just that simple. You don't make it more difficult. Just keep it that simple. You see if you see a blue box, you're buying. If you see a red box, you're selling. Just that simple. And once you get better, then you can start getting more technical and all that. But just right now, just if you see a box, a red box, you're selling the next day. You're not buying the next day. If you see a blue box, you're buying the next day. You're buying that day and the next day. 4-hour structure. Do not use the lower time frame structures. You're going to get beat up a lot. That's a whole nother training, and I can show you guys how to use the lower time frame structure with this, but that's a whole nother training. That's just like, it gets very difficult when you guys try to match everything together. It takes a lot. But in short terms of a lower time frame, you find a structure, wait for it to get broken, and retest that structure and drop. That's the lower time frame. Break, retest, sell.
I was just deleting them just deleting that harmonic indicator off it, and
just keep the screen bare. So because the more stuff you have on your screen, I'm not gonna say for everybody, but a lot of people, the more stuff they have on the screen, a lot of stuff you have to think about. Well, it's this ain't adding up with this ain't adding up with that, and then you get confused, and then you don't take really good trades because you're too nervous on taking the trade because of everything you got on your screen. Whether if you got a couple things on your screen, I can go to a screen and show you a bunch of stuff, guys, but it's gonna really mess you up. I think I have one on here. Where is it? Look, I have a whole bunch of stuff I can show you. You don't even know what these arrows is, but I could tell you guys I got a lot of stuff that shows a lot of stuff. Look at these arrows, but they're very accurate if I showed you how to use them. But that's just too much information. I don't have to show you guys all this information. You know what I'm saying? Look at these trades right here, still in profit. I'm gonna let them run, and I'm gonna see how they work. This is my demo account, but I still want to, you know, I'm gonna still swing it on my demo, but I'm swinging it on my live too. But I just want to show you guys, like, don't make it difficult. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can show you all that stuff, and it's gonna confuse you because you're gonna be like, well, I gotta wait on this, I gotta wait on that. Like, that stuff works. It's just an extra confirmation, but when you can make it this simple for people to understand, people start getting results. I'm glad that, you know, James and William starting to see the light, and, you know, they're getting results because they're, you know, seeing the boxes. You just follow the boxes. I don't know how new you guys are to trading, or some of you guys are fairly new to trading, or gave up on trading a while back, or you just still, you know, catching up on it. But this is just that simple, guys. Don't make it more difficult. Don't overthink this. When you overthink it, that's when you start losing, because you're overthinking it. Trust me, I know from the past, I overthink things and don't go my way because I was really going the right way the whole time.
But just we need, you know, the simple stuff. For me, you know, just a new trader, trying just to follow up, you know, your steps as much as I can, and just to understand, you know, the basic stuff, and be very simpler. That, you know, it's much really, it's very appreciated.
Yeah, just write notes. Listen, watch what I'm talking about and just write notes. Take notes. I'm gonna tell you again.
Yes.
You watch this video. It's simple. If you see a blue box, you're buying that day, the next day, and so on and forth until you get a red box or a gray box or whatever box that pops up above that's telling you the price is turning around. If you get a red box, you're selling until you get a blue box or a gray box or another box that shows you that price is turning around. Just that simple. So the next day, you're looking for the RSI. If you're buying, you're looking for the RSI to be oversold. If you're selling, you're looking for the RSI to be overbought. That's it. The next day, overbought. If it ain't overbought, then don't take the trade. Don't rush it. Even though, like, it's some big moves you've seen that happen and the RSI wasn't oversold or overbought, but that's going against my rules. That means I'm just taking any trade. You have to follow your rules and just take them when the RSI is overbought or oversold, and I know that I'm in an area where I know it's going to drop, and I get in the trade. Put your stop 30 pips above or below that area. If you're on a pair that don't move that much, such as like Euro GBP, put your stop 15 pips below that area and go for 30 pips. Just depends on the pair you're trading. Does this make sense, guys?
Yes, it does. It does, yeah. So only just my question is about, you know, the indicators setups. You have them in a video, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll watch that video.
Every indicator I've mentioned is in those videos that you guys have watched.
Okay, great.
I haven't introduced no new indicators, except for the ones I just showed you on the other screen. But that one is, I'm not, you know, really giving those out at this moment, anyways, because it's too difficult for people to understand. So
okay.
I would rather just keep it simple. This could
Simpler,
get you,
yeah.
this could get you a 75, 70 to 80% win rate just following what I just told you guys. And when you get really good at it, you can possibly get a 90% win rate. So it's just following the rules. It's just that simple. Like I said, we've been told that trading can be very difficult, and trading is very difficult due to our own mind and what we believe is going in, you know, what we got going on personally, not actually what's going on the chart. Charts do the same thing almost every day, you know. So people have personal issues that they have to deal with before they can actually even become a profitable trader too. So that's another thing. You have a lot of things you have to deal with internally too that can be self-sabotage yourself to become a better trader. Sometimes you got to sacrifice some of your addictions to become a better trader. This goes more into the mental situation, because I'm teaching you this, but you guys still, if you have a mental sabotage program in you, you're not going to win trades still regardless. We could take the same trade and possibly your mind can get you think that the market is going against you some way, somehow, and you end up losing the trade.
Absolutely, that's true.
And
It's all about psychological thinking and
right, psychology is 80%, 90% of the market. And the reason why I say that is because there's some people who got some really good strategies. The MACD worked by itself. If you follow the high time frame, the MACD worked by itself. But people they don't know how to follow their own rules. So if they ain't following their own rules, they're going to keep losing. They're going to keep losing because they keep breaking their own rules. When you break your rules, the market sees that, and they're going to exploit it and going to destroy you. Just like they destroyed 80% of 85 to 90% traders right now. Like, just follow the rules. It's just that simple. Like today, GN is possibly going to finish up. We're in a 4-hour box. This is a verified zone. If it don't break this zone today, tomorrow we're buying. I'm giving you guys a trade. Tomorrow, if it comes down and the RSI goes below, look for a buy. Take it on your demo, look for a buy. If you don't trust, take it for a demo, look for a buy and go. If you're going to take it on live, 0-1 it. Have a 50 pip stop loss. This is GN, it moves pretty far. So have a 50 pip stop loss on 0-1, which is $5, and probably go for $10, which is 100 pips, because you're going to probably move that from Thursday to Friday. So let's see how many pips this area from here to here. Hold up. This is 160. That's more than enough for you to get 100 pips in 2 days. So I'm giving you guys a trade. If this sets up and it goes up, I'm looking for a buy tomorrow. But make sure it meets the rules. That's it. Don't be afraid to take the trade. If you lose it, it's okay. We're in a business that you're going to lose trades. Like, that's just what it is. WD Gann was considered one of the best traders. He was like 90%, but he still lost trades. So
that's the market. How the market is, you should expect, losing, and at the end of the day, if you are winning overall, that's okay.
Right, your risk to reward is what's going to save you. If you got a 70% win rate, guys, and you got a 1-3 or 1-2, guys, you're going to be in profit regardless. That's very good. If you got then when you get an 80% and you got a 1-3, guys, when you swing trading, you be having 1-5s. You literally can take 3 trades out the week. Find pairs that's going to trend from a box from on Monday or Tuesday. It trend Wednesday and then goes off Thursday and then trends Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Friday. You literally just got you a bag of 1-3 each day, because you traded for 2 days on each one of them. You literally got a bag on each one of those on those trades. So yeah, guys, like I said, I don't want to make this like super long, like the last one was like 3 hours. I just want to, come on here and give you guys understand how I'm looking at the market, what I'm taking, and I'm showing you guys right there that this works on a consistent basis. Don't make it difficult. Follow the rules, and you're going to make money. Well, I'm going to say you make money. You're going to catch pips. I don't want to say you're going to make money. You're going to catch pips.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get in no trouble, so I'm gonna say you're gonna catch pips. That's how I say.
In another word is money.
Right. Hey, I can't say that though. I don't know. I just say you're gonna catch pips in the demo. Catch pips in the demo. That's what.
Before you go, can you have a look at Euro Aussie?
Yeah. So you're asking me what about this trade?
Yeah. Would you buy from there?
Nope. The reason why I don't want to buy here yet. Let me see. Let me look at something real quick. Hold up. Yeah, that candle's, look how big that candle is. That's an enormous candle. I need some type of I'm not saying it's not going to buy. Hold on, let me look at the daily. Yeah, I may keep going down. The only reason why I say it may keep going down is because this is not even verified. This is a turncoat support zone, meaning it broke through. It's not really, you know, something that you can think price can possibly keep going up. If I was going to buy it, I would have been buying it here. But I do have an arrow that just popped up from the buy, and that I told you that's like considered a sale. So I wouldn't take it. It wouldn't be sufficient for me to take it. Even if it bought up today, if it buys up today, I will look for a buy tomorrow, but I won't be taking it from this box. The safest trades is to either, if you don't feel like it's comfortable, like this trade here, it's a weak resistance zone. If I don't feel comfortable taking this trade, I would just took this one because I know it respected this box. That makes sense, Colin?
No. Yeah, say that again. Sorry, I didn't really catch some.
Okay, so if there's a box here, right? But it's a weak resistance zone up here at the top up here. It sold off. But if I went to the higher time frame and I seen that I thought it was going to break the box, I would just stay away from it and wait for the next day.
Right.
If it respects the box, I know the next day I can take it down.
You just wait for the arrow.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Right. Yep, I get you now. You wait the next day. If it's going to respect that box, you wait for the next day and you might get an arrow or something.
Right. I may get an arrow or my RSI. If it respects this box and drop, I don't really care if it's an arrow or not. I'm giving it for guys to actually, you know, be able to take this trade. But for me, I'm just taking it when it drops. I mean, when it goes up. The reason why I'm taking it when it goes up because I already know it already respected this box. This is a 4-hour structure. It's probably going to keep dropping to the next structure. I know you guys haven't built confidence yet because you haven't seen it enough. That's why I take repetition. Go back and research when you see a box and see what price goes to the next box. In between that 4-hour structure from the boxes, there are trades within those areas consistently that you can find and take the trade.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of work to do still.
Yeah, I know. It's like I said, this is not going to come. It's not going to come right the next day. Like it's a lot. But if you see a box, if you want to keep it simple, if you see a box and you're not over leveraged, just take the trade at the box. If you want to keep it simple, it is a 4-hour structure. You can take it at the box. As long as you're not over leveraged, you're going to win majority of the ones that come to the box on a 4-hour box. But sometimes it's going to break it. Just know it can be broken.
So it is always safer to take the trade above the box.
Right. So yeah, if I want to take this trade here, right? I'm gonna just jump in here. I'm gonna just jump in. All right, I'm on demo, so I'm just gonna jump in. And this is how I would take it. I would take it and put my stop loss right here and leave it alone. That's it. If it breaks it, I'm out. Where would I target? Up here.
A little bit before it, right?
Yeah, right here.
Where it hits the box. Yeah.
Okay.
Just that simple. Like if you lose this, okay, you lost $100, but I'm saying that'll be less than that. I'm sorry. It'll be like $1 if I do a 0-1. You losing like let's see, 0-1 in it. Using $2.81 to go for $10. That's almost a 1 to 5 right there, guys. Like you could win. Say if it goes to it's a 4-hour structure. It's not going to break every 4-hour structure. So all you do is say if you win 3 of them, you lose 2. You caught and you had the same risk to reward. You caught $10 3 times in a row. That's $30. You lost 2 of them for $3. You still up $24.
What if it comes out the box, like say that one that you're on right now, and it's coming out the box moving long, and you know, you start to believe that you're going the right way, but then it starts pulling back to the box. Would it be a good thing to take your profit or stay in the trade because it didn't break the
depends on how
box?
much you got in there. If you got more than 0.1, then you take some of it off, and then you just put that at break even if you felt like it was going to come back and break it. But if that's why I tell you to take it inside of the box if you're going to take it, because if you take it at the bottom down inside of the box, if it pull back, it's only going to pull back to the area that you got in at. You're still not going to lose no more than what you
Your
have.
stop loss.
Yeah, so it depends on how far. If it went 50% up here and then it started pulling back, I will take my profit. But if it just came right here and then drop back down, I'm not taking that. I just wanted to go all the way up
Would
here.
you already be like, would you already have a stop profit in place?
Yes. If it's up here, I would already have my stop loss in profit up around here somewhere. If I see it coming way up here, I don't want to actually take that. Honestly, I don't care about this being in profit right here. I'm taking my profit here. That's just how I'm taking it, because I know it just rejected off this area and dropped. So maybe it's going to reject off here again and drop again. I'm taking my profit there though.
Yes, car's coming, baby.
That's how I would take it. But I just took this trade. I just want to show you how I would take it. If you want to take it, take it. But as I told you, don't be surprised if it goes down and break through this box. That's what I'm saying. Don't be surprised. But it is a 4-hour box there.
Okay.
But I know tomorrow, if it respects this box, tomorrow I'm buying, without a doubt. If it breaks this box and it comes up here somewhere, the next day when it comes back and it gives me my setup, I'm getting in that trade. Even if I lose it, I don't care, because that's my setup. My setup, I know probability wise, I've done enough back testing to understand it. Overall, I'm going to win. I'm going to win more than I lose this trade, about 85 to 90% of the time with this setup, because I've been watching it over and over and over, back testing it over and over and over. All right, guys. So that's all I got for you guys today.
Okay, thank you very much. It was very helpful. Thanks a lot for that. We'll try to
Yeah,
master.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Like I said, Colin, we're gonna keep working with you, man. I'm gonna try to get you on track, man.